All right, for the second part of our segment 2, I'm going to continue covering Mysteries of Magic, Book 1, The Heart of Magic. And in this one, we're going to talk about the skills, the spells, and the O.C.C.s, Occupational Character Classes, presented in this book, and if they're meaningful for your game and what they can do. I guess I was going to say more, but I have nothing more than that. Oh, you got it? Role-playing games thrive in fantastic worlds and at inclusive tables that embrace these core values for the most positive gaming experience. Donate to the Wounded Warrior Project via the link in the description below to help, honor, and empower our wounded heroes. On Thursdays and Saturdays, watch Heathen Dog's Dirty Casuals play multiplayer video games over on Twitch. On Sundays and Fridays, join us for tabletop role-playing game content on both YouTube and Rumble. Finally, please take a quick moment to like this video and share it with both your friends and on social media. If you have not done so, please subscribe to Legion of Myth and activate that bell icon to receive notifications of new content. You are correct. That was a pro streamer moment. I didn't give him notification, so I scrambled like, oh crap, I got to click the button, but he was on it. So
the thing was, you said you're using all three of your screens, so I figured that you wouldn't have the.
Yeah, I brought it to the forefront after that one because I wasn't sure if you were going to remember to hit it. So my fault. All right. So, all right, let's get to. We see our cover there, which we like. I also moved screens here, so let's see if this helps a little bit. Oh, geez. So we had Secrets of Wizardry. Now I'm going to be backtracking just a little bit in here, but we're going to start there. So at this point, the book spends quite a few pages on wizardry and priests. Way too much and in-depth to cover in an overview. But I got to tell you, it is a great read for any Palladium fantasy spellcaster. You know, I'm not saying use it for any other game. Maybe the other, like Heathen Dog said in the last video, maybe for other Palladium games. But using it for Palladium fantasy to get an understanding of the mindset of the training traditions and so forth that goes into it to actually fit within. Remember, setting comes first. Setting first, game second, players third. So to understand what it means to be a wizard in this setting, it's absolutely a great read. If you want to know more about it, look at apprenticeship. Look how long this is. Areas of study. It talks about your training. First 4 years. Auras. What are the significance of auras? Well, you know what? Familiars. Like I said, I'm going to bypass this, although I am going to stop a little bit on something. You get the point. Let's go back. I want to actually look at page 41 for a moment. So we talked about, we're not talking about priests, but I talked about priests having new O.C.C.s. Well, let's just look at one. Everybody's favorite, the healer priest.
Yay.
Because we'll look at the others, but this is the only one we're going to look at. So what do you get if you're a healer priest? Well, 4 medical skills with a plus 20% bonus for each. Plus 1d6 plus 10 points added to the priest's permanent PPE base. That's on top of, remember, you get all the normal priest stuff, and then you get this. Mm-hmm. Okay. And the magic spells Cure Minor Disorders, Cure Illness, Create Bread and Milk are all granted to the priest at level 2. Oh, there you go. You just have them. Now, remember, priests are bestowed. Even if you as the player choose the spells, they're still technically bestowed. You cannot learn spells like a wizard. That's very clearly written in this book multiple times. Priests get Purification spell at level 3. For each subsequent new level of experience, 1 additional wizard spell can be selected from levels 1 through 3 and must be here. Let me highlight that for you. Where's my mouse? There you go. And must, all right, down here. Okay, I'm highlighting down here, but it's highlighting up there. There we go. And must be related to healing, feeding, protecting, and caring for others. No offensive or combat spells whatsoever. Remember, a priest is not a practitioner of magic. He does not understand how magic works, cannot learn new spells, has only what is granted to him, and his PPE base is less than true men of magic. By the way, authors of this book was Michael Hall, I think his name is, and Kevin. This absolutely love how you wrote these. Continue writing like this.
Yeah, healing priests are not adventurers.
Right.
They're not. They stay in communities and support communities, be it villages, towns, cities, whatever, to keep the accident rate or blight rate or whatever low, so society can continue. That's what they're for.
So O.C.C. penalties for healing priests. Now, you got all those bonuses, you're going to have a penalty, right? Reduce the number of O.C.C. related skills by half, and you get no bonuses.
That's tough.
Yes. The proficiencies for all knowledge and abilities of the priest, except for healing touch, remove curse, resurrection, and spellcasting, are reduced by half. That includes your turn undead, which already sucks. And I want to go back to that. The proficiencies, where is it? Oh, except for those. So never mind. Same modifications for Priest of Darkness. So that if you want to go the poo-poo route, you can do that as well. Then they've got Warrior Priests. We're not going to look at them, but they've got Warrior Priests. I want to show it because I thought Scholar Priests. By the way, this is Hungar. I can't highlight apparently. And the bonuses there. And Evangelist Preachers. Oh yeah, you got to have the guy that tells you how to believe properly. And they're the Wandering Priests or the Friars. Okay, so I like when I read through these, I thought I got to say I liked them better than the priest given in the book. One, because I think they had a little bit more niche role, but it allows you to do what you want to do in the game a little more. You can be a fighting priest. You can be a healer. You can find that better niche that suits you. And I think that's something that Palladium, at least from the core book, I don't have any of the other books, was missing. So, all right. Next, now we're just going to scroll through a bunch of pages, and I'm going to stop because we already did that. So I want to stop on page 54. You want to see some of the things that you can give up PPE for familiars? Let's just look at a couple things. Enhanced combat abilities. You can give up 8 permanent PPE. Okay, I'm done highlighting. You can give up 8 permanent PPE. And the animal is +1 initiative, +1 in perception rolls, +1 to save versus horror. God, there you go. And either +4 to dodge and 1d6 to speed if the creature's meek, non-aggressive, herbivores, or +1 attack for melee round if it's a predatory animal. So basically, if you decide to have a wolf with you, you just gave it the +1s that you saw down there, not these 4 and +1d6 SPD, but you give it 1 attack per melee round. That's all. I'll take an extra attack. Enhanced speed, impervious to cold, enhanced hit points. And you can do some of these multiple times. Like enhanced hit points, you can do it up to 15 points total. It's 1 per hit point you want to give them. All right. But you get, we got a bunch of powers. You get the idea. If you want more power, share sight, that's always one people like to use, right? I can see through my animal's eyes.
Yeah.
Magic guilds, we're not talking about this at all, but it gives rules for, I shouldn't say rules, it gives guidelines and things to think about when setting up a magic guild in your game. And as you can see, there are a bunch of pages on that. We're going to just continue to scroll through. Oh yeah, how are magic and minerals and crystals and alchemy, how does that relate to the game? My God, there's a bunch of stuff. Spell breaking, this is new. At least it was new. Canceling magic. We are actually going to look at this. I moved the book over here because I want to read my notes, but I'm reading out the book more. Can you get percentile dice ready, please?
Got it.
We've got time. A spellcaster can reduce the time it takes by half. This is called rapid fire spellcasting. A spellcaster can reduce the time it takes by half. As any adventuring wizard can tell you, time is often a spellcaster's greatest enemy. There are moments when you just need that spell to go off in 5 or 10 seconds, and you need another one to be cast 5 seconds later, before the large boulder hits you, or the building collapses, or your mercenary buddy has his other arm ripped off. The entire process can be sped up, allowing you to cast higher level spells more quickly, but doing so has its own set of problems. A Palladium wizard who can attempt, like that's in italicized letters right there, to speed up the entire process by rattling off the words at a great clip. Wait, what is it from? And hopefully you said it right. Or what is it that Ash said in Army of Darkness? Said the words mostly. I forget. You can do it like
Klaatu, Verata, Nikto.
There you go. But didn't he like the
he said Klaatu, Verata,
yeah, right. You can do that. Go ahead and roll me a percentile.
80.
80. Unstable spell. Not the desired spell, but the PPE for it is spent, and the spellcaster is surrounded by a soft glow of bluish light. The glow around him means he cannot hide, prowl, or sneak around in the darkness unseen. The glow remains even if he uses chameleon or turns invisible.
Wow.
So the glow also frightens children and superstitious people who don't trust him and want nothing to do with the glowing individual. And it lasts for, 2d4 hours. All right. So the point is you can try it, but after, what is it? After 60%, after 60%, it's not the same spell.
Okay.
So good luck. There's also fast casting, and this is stolen from Rifts. This is levels 1 through 5 count as one melee attack action. Level 6 to 10. It's an optional rule. You don't have to use it, because if you remember in Palladium Fantasy, you can cast 2 spells per round for low level, 1 spell per round at mid level, and then 1 spell every 2 rounds for high level. So, all right, learning new spells. Look at that long chapter about learning new spells. It's crazy, right? I want to get to page 64, so we're going to keep scrolling here. Journals, diaries, his scroll conversion. You can take scrolls. This is basically still how do we learn spells. You can convert scrolls into your spell book. Where are we? Okay, what am I looking for?
64.
64. This is paragraph 1. Unstable spell. Yeah, if you don't copy it correctly, oops. Explosion, you see that in there. Okay, that's 61, 62, 63, 64. Notice again, there is art in the book, but not a lot, number 1. And number 2, like every paragraph has some sort of header to it. Everything in this book is meaningful, even the fluff. All right, so, that's why I scrolled past. So first thing we want to look at is the Forsaken Mage O.C.C. What happens when you want to be a spellcaster, but you're over the age of 21? So, the Forsaken Mage is so named because he or she is outcast within the magical community and regarded as a rogue and a ruffian. These partially educated mages are looked upon with disdain and contempt, seldom spoken about, never given credit when it is due, and generally disregarded. And then it goes into a bunch of, mouse, give me mouse. Okay, apparently I can't find my. There it is. It goes into a bunch of why you can come up with some ideas as to why didn't make the grade. Basically, you failed, you lost your mentor, nobody will teach you anymore. You're a scandalous mentor, and so forth. Despite being rebuffed by mages and being told by virtually everyone they know nothing, that they're unsuited and unworthy to learn magic, and that they should learn to accept their low place in the world doing something else, these determined men and women refuse to relent and struggle to learn magic anyway. The question is why? Why would you do that? They watch practitioners of magic from afar, spy upon young apprentices, learn what they can based on rumor, legend, hearsay, observation. This fierce determination to better themselves by learning magic preserves some of the PPE as those individuals grow beyond adolescence and adulthood. By the way, this book goes, I think Heathen Dog already knows the answer, but it goes much deeper into why people lose their PPE as they get older. Basically, you put it into whatever your career, profession, skills, your kind of mundane abilities are, your love life. It actually talks about that there because you're focusing your energies on that. And what studying wizardry does is it helps you, bring that back in. It helps you hold on to it. So just let it go away. So as you can see, we want to there's a lot of hierarchies and so forth. This is still the Forsaken Mage. All of that was the Forsaken Mage. Because a lot of it is political, deep animosity and resentment. But let's get down to the actual, what do you get for this? Common knowledge spells. There's nothing, get over there, common or traditional about this character. He lacks formal training and does not get to use the usual common knowledge spells. Do you know what those are off the top of your head?
The common knowledge spells?
The ones I'm guessing it's detect magic, read magic, whatever.
Right. In Palladium Fantasy, there are certain spells that every student is taught, like how to read magic, how to sense magic, stuff like that. They're taught that because it's the basis for understanding everything else. Apparently, they don't have this
right
education.
Jack of many magics, master of none. Pick 1d4 plus 3 level 1 spells, 3 from level 2, and 2 from level 3 to start. That's still quite a bit of spells.
Yeah, it's still okay.
Yeah. Limitations. Warlock spells cannot be selected unless there's an equivalent wizard spell like Fireball or Call Lightning. Okay. Cannot select or learn spells higher than level 8.
Makes sense.
Spells other than wizard spells are limited to a total of 5 spells from any given category of magic. Now, I'm not going to read all of this. This is an overview, but you get the idea that there are negatives to the character. And casting shortcomings. Must expend 20% more PPE.
Oh, that's tough.
Range and duration are 20% shorter.
That's also tough.
Cannot learn a cast Invocate. We already know about that, 8th level. So, again, not reading it all, but you get the idea. Actually, I realized that there's a paragraph that I forgot to read, page 66, column 1. Because it sounds cool the way I started. So deep is the resentment, animosity towards Forsaken Mage that most, as in 95%, wizards and other practitioners of magic who function as custodians of the magical science and mystic arts refuse to acknowledge their very existence, let alone any of their accomplishments or heroics. Now, why does it keep saying this stuff? Well, some of this is going to have to get down to role-playing and your game master, right? Game masters, if somebody's playing a Forsaken Mage, this isn't a way to work around the system. There are tangible drawbacks to playing this character class. Now, it's not all doom and gloom, but you get the idea. They are not acknowledged. They are shunned. They are kicked to the curb. So, learn new spells. The Enchanted Cauldron, which I completely forgot about until I read it here. The character's lack of formal training means he does not know how to create or use Enchanted Cauldron. Goodbye, scrying. It's got leyline deficiencies, and now special O.C.C.s skills and abilities. Forsaken Mages and Armor. Leather, studded leather, and magic armors are recommended. Metal armor has the same negative effect. Circles and symbols. Circle magic and most ritual magic are beyond the mage, and he cannot use them. Only a 33% chance of even recognizing whether it's a genuine magic circle or not. Yay. Now, attribute required. IQ 10 or higher. High PE is also recommended because you're going to get beat up in school.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can see the other abilities here. So secondary starting equipment, armor, weapons, money, typical stuff you get from the O.C.C. All right. So now let's look at the half wizard. The half wizard is someone who quit being a wizard to do something else. Wizardry is too hard. You know what? I'm gonna be a fisherman. I'm gonna be a hunter. I'm gonna be the city guard. You pick an occupation here. One of the things about this book that it does a really good job of is incorporating mundane. And I hope I have a page number on here, because if not, I'm gonna be angry with myself because I wanted to talk about it. Of going into being a scribe, going into being a counselor, going into just the jobs you might have being in Podunk Town, where it's like, yeah, I learned some magic, but it wasn't for me. Well, that's where we get the half wizard. It is a split class wizard. Someone who has undergone considerable formal training in the magical sciences as a wizard apprentice, shown great promise, may even have finished or nearly finished his training, but for some reason is like, I'm out. This is your wizard thief, wizard scholar, wizard warrior, wizard scout. Multi-classing in Palladium, which you can do, yes, but this is a legitimate way of multi-classing. All right. Regardless of the reason for it, the character is given up on magic. While the adept understands, appreciate magic, and knows enough to cast spells, read scrolls, and use magic as a wizard, he no longer has any desire to be a wizard. I think that is a very important statement. It's outright says the character, it's kind of definitive on this. Now, could you do what you want in your world? Yes. But you're breaking the spirit of it if you're like, I'm going back to wizard school. No, you gave that up. That just isn't. It was either too hard or whatever. And by the way, they are considered cowards, quitters, and disgraces to other wizards. Oh, you didn't make it through? All right. Let's see what they get. Again, you can read more about that on your own. Where is there? Common knowledge. Trained in wizardry. Okay, I'm gonna find. My mouse is totally acting up in this. Trained in wizardry, the character knows decipher magic sense, magic sleep, globe of daylight, and tongues. Note the enchanted cauldron is not learned once again. Additional spells before the half-wizard gave up on the pursuit of magic. He learned a handful of spells. Roll on the table below. Hey, Heathen Dog, got those percentile dice ready?
Yep.
Go ahead and roll me some dice. Tell me how many spells you learned.
96.
Oh, geez, you learned them all. 96. Combat offensive specialist. You didn't want to die. You're like, wait a minute, why am I learning this stuff? I don't want to go to war. What's wrong with you? Select a total of 1d6 plus 8 wizards. Wow, that's a lot. From levels 1 to 4 that apply to fighting and capturing an enemy. That's actually a pretty darn good roll.
Yeah. Well, 61 to 70 is pretty good too. The Prodigy Wizard.
Yeah, 1d4 first, 1d4 plus 2. Yeah, you get more spells, but hey,
and higher level.
Oh yeah, fair. But you can see the list there. 1d6 plus 5 first level spells only. Again, people talk about this whole thing of balance. Screw balance. There's no such thing as balance. There's nothing wrong with having 1d6 plus 5 first level spells versus the Prodigy versus his combat offensive specialist. Palladium isn't about balance. It's about making sense in the world. And you're not going to be a broken character, and you're not going to be non-viable. Remember, that word is important. Viable is important by only having 1d6 plus 1 first level spells. You're just not. Because you're going to have a second character class to fall upon. And we'll get to what the penalties and benefits and drawbacks are for that in a minute. Learning new spells. Though possible, the half-wizard has given up on magic and is not interested in learning new spells or furthering his understanding of magic. Notice that's the second time that we've seen it. And I can almost guarantee you it's written more than that. Okay. Enchanted Cauldron, see and use ley lines, ley line rejuvenation. Again, you can read all that on your own. Special wizard O.C.C. skills and armors. Half wizards and armor. If the character intends to cast magic, then studded leather, and magic armors are recommended. Metal armors the same negative effects. Circles and symbols can read and use scrolls, read runes, recognize, knows the 12 basic magic symbols. So this person's already better than the Forsaken wizard, yeah. In that regard. 4 elemental symbols and symbolic colors, as well as the 4 wizard power words. Again, if you're Diabolus, it's 16 or 19 power words? I forget what it is.
Yeah, but Diabolus sucks, so we don't care about them.
Wizards get 4. Magic guilds and societies recognize enchantment, recognize magic. Those are things you can look at. Where is it? Teach spells. A half-wizard may teach what he knows to others, including teaching spells he knows to a Forsaken mage or a young apprentice. However, extreme caution and discretion is used. Magic bonus, save versus magic, PPE. Here we go. Permanent PPE base. 2d4 times 10 plus 10. I don't remember what it is in the main book.
For a regular wizard, I think it's 2d6.
Is it? For some reason I thought it was 40 something, but I don't remember. I truly don't remember. I don't play wizards. Okay. But 2d6 times 10 plus 10. Add another 2d4 plus 1 for each level experience. Hold on. Each level of experience he attains and is chosen non-magical occupation starting at level 2. So, attribute requirements 10 or higher. Wizard O.C.C. skills. And you can, languages, whatever. Lore magic. The wizard O.C.C. skills and wizard specials. I cannot read. Wizard special abilities listed above are the only skills the character has from the wizard O.C.C. That is it.
Yep.
Now, the chosen non-magical. Pick a different O.C.C. from Men-at-Arms. This is the chosen profession, the character, and the work which he enjoys the most. So, if like my character
Men-at-Arms or clergy. Oh Jesus, he found God. Damn it.
Okay, I skipped over that. My bad. The character, if my longbowman in Palladium Fantasy, that's the passion. It's not the skill. You know what? I went to wizard school. I was forced to go. Daddy had some money. Said, life's gonna be better if you're a wizard. And then I didn't do it. It's like, send him to be a doctor. I sent him to be a lawyer. Didn't want to do it. Decided to party too much. And he's working in as a network engineer. He's a comedian now.
There you go.
So select the usual O.C.C. skills complete with bonuses. O.C.C. bonuses apply as normal, and special O.C.C. skills and abilities apply as usual. So if you are that longbowman, you get the range bonus, you get the longbow bonus, and so forth. Non-magical and O.C.C. related skills. Instead of selecting the usual skills for the O.C.C., the player selects one of the following skill packages. Now we're getting into Heroes Unlimited here. That's appropriate for his chosen O.C.Cs. So let's look. Which one do you want to be? Which O.C.C. do you want? Man-at-Arms O.C.C. do you want to be? Cannot talk.
Do they have something like a scout or something?
Thief, merchant, farmer, strategist, scholar, noble, longbowman.
Scout?
I don't remember. Is there a scout?
Explorer.
Okay, where's that?
Right there.
Oh, there. Okay, Explorer. So instead of getting what the normal O.C.C. is, so the Explorer is Scholar or Ranger or Longbin O.C.C. combined with the Wizard. So you'll pick one of these. So you'll still get your what is it? Oh no, I'm sorry. Instead of selecting usual skills, yeah, okay, you only get this: archaeology, astronomy and navigation, climbing scale walls, horsemanship, general or exotic animals, land navigation or prowl, research, swimming, and one technical skill of choice.
Yeah, all right.
I thought it was going to give weapon proficiencies. I thought I read weapon proficiencies. Maybe that was just in a different one.
That's for your secondary skills. Fine.
Well, the half wizard gets no secondary skills.
All right, you're just not going to fight then. All right.
Well, it's because you didn't have time. You spend all that time in wizardry school, and then you're like, I don't like this anymore. Your secondary skills are your. I'm kidding. Starting equipment as per chosen O.C.C. starts with studded leather armor, weapons, and money as per chosen O.C.C. Anyway, long story short, because this is supposed to be an overview, not a deep dive, you get the idea between the half wizard and the Forsaken wizard. I wanted to cover both those. I don't care about the Psi Mystic. It's got a long fluff story at the beginning of it. It's actually a relook. I should say it right. It's a relook at the Psi Mystic, and then it's got the Goblin Cobbler in here. But let's move on. Let's move on to skills on page 78. Okay, if you care about the Goblin Cobbler, great.
Something's wrong with your brain.
There you go. Optional skill specialization. You can read about that on your own. There's really only one skill that I wanted to look at. And it's a skill that Heathen Dog and I have looked at in multiple games, and we always have the same complaint in every game. And I'm just going to tell you, I have the same complaint in this game. I think it's just the way the skill is used when it comes to magic. Do you have an idea of what skill I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Astrology. What happens in any game that has some sort of tarot card reading or astrology or divination in any game?
I lose respect for the game master?
Well, the issue, I mean, it fits a world like this. It absolutely does. The problem is it becomes... Because it's almost always randomly rolled, or in the case of like Ravenloft, you have the Taroka deck, where you put out, and all of a sudden the game master, or what was it, the Seer from Mutant Gen Lab Alpha. Now the game master is bound to that to some degree, which I don't believe in binding game masters. Yep. So, like Heathen Dog talked about with those random charts in the Traveler videos that he's doing right now, I will tell you, this is something that you don't have the player roll, and you don't roll. You look at that chart, and when the player wants to use it, you use what is the best for the situation at that time for the adventure. Can you sandbox it? Yes. But I promise you, these never work out the way you think they do. Heathen Dog, just roll me percentile dice again.
Okay. I'm rolling well today, 88.
Okay. So astrology can be used to calculate how the stars and planets might influence people and provide omens importance about the character's future. GMs should have fun with this, but do not reveal too much, and the prediction does not have to be 100% accurate. Why have the skill if it's not going to be accurate? Or even come to pass. The future is ever-changing. The character's choices and outside events will have an effect on it. I get it, but still, why have the skill then if you're not going to... You rolled an 88? The stars are right for you to open up to new ideas and taking risks. Go for it.
Yep, that's exactly like I would read from a newspaper. Yeah.
Or the Magic 8 Ball. Signs are positive or whatever it was. Look, I get the point, and it does make sense, and it's not Palladium's fault at all. This is how that's done in every game, and I just
don't like it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so yeah. Oh, and then there's the research skill that I wanted to look at. By the way, lots of lore in here, and I said this in another video. I'll say it again. Some people complain that the Palladium list, skill list, is too small. Other people say it's too big. You're both wrong, and here's why. The core book comes with the core skills that you'll need for any Palladium game. There's nothing saying you can't have this herding cattle skill or make it up on your own. I have zero problem with this book adding more skills to the game. Well, but I only get 8 O.C.C. skills. Well, that's where your game master gets to make the decision. Do I want to add it as an additional one? Do I want to add it as just an additional one you can take? Or do I want to put it for only niche purposes? It doesn't matter. O.C.C.s are once again a framework. Palladium is a framework. Well, it says specifically you get these skills, right? But when more are added to the setting, you have to consider them or you have to ignore them. Use it how you want.
Plus, a lore skill could literally be anything.
Yes.
Anything that exists. Not just in the book. Lore, basket weaving. No, you can understand the history of all basket weaving. I don't know how you're going to use it, but you can take it. It's fine.
Astrology and alchemy are science in this type of setting. It's considered a science in this. In fact, they talk about that at the beginning of the book quite extensively, specifically about alchemy.
Oh man, now I got to unstar it. God damn it.
Oh, sorry. So research, training the use of methods, techniques, and means of finding and using information, including public records, libraries, guild houses, interviews, surveys, demographics, trade journals, yada, yada, yada. I both love and hate this skill. I love it and I hate it. So let's start with the hate. Let's start with negativity first. I hate it because I think it somewhat takes away from players using their own noggins and role-playing. Does it have to? No. It does not have to. But it becomes a crutch. Well, I'm just going to roll my research. Okay. Well, how are you going to do the research? I don't know. I'm going to buildings. I'm talking to people. To me, that makes two-dimensional roleplay. At the same time, I love it. I love it because it's like, okay, hold on. You can research this. You want to find a new spell? You want to find some information? I don't know how this necessarily can be handled in this area. Go ahead and roll your research. And if you make it, then you either are pointed in the right direction or you get tidbits of information that you need. It's a struggle for me because on both sides of the fence, it can be abused. I guess and I'm always looking how players can abuse stuff.
Yeah.
I like it conceptually, just be careful with it. Do you want to add something?
No, that's about fine.
Oh, okay. So, and then finally, let's look at new spells. So,
they have carpet of slipperiness.
So there are two types of spells in this book. There are wizard spells. There are a few pages of that, and I'm gonna let Heathen Dog pick two. One wizard and one warlock. So I'm just gonna scroll through these. Can you read those on the screen?
Make it one bigger.
Okay. Try to center that a little better. And I'll scroll through them, and when you find one, you tell me to stop, and we'll take a look at it. Look at all these spells.
Mystic Fulcrum.
There it is, Mystic Fulcrum. It's a second level spell. Oh, no, third level spell, sorry. Mystic Fulcrum, so it's a third level spell. Its range is self or two others by touch. 5 minutes per level of experience. And there's no saving throw, and it costs 5 PP. That's it. Mystic Fulcrum is another spell that defies or tweaks the laws of physics. Those enchanted by the magic can pick up and move objects that they would otherwise not have the leverage and ability to do so without a lever and support. Oh, that turns you into a superhero. You can lift up a car without squishing your bones. I like that. Those enchanted by a Mystic Fulcrum can lift 50% more weight than usual and carry 10% more. That's actually that's a pretty cool spell if you're dealing with encumbrance.
Yeah, and as long as you're moving stuff in a short amount of time, because it only lasts 5 minutes per level experience. So you're not gonna have an entire army move their camp.
No, but it's enough to possibly haul something out of a dungeon. I know Palladium kind of poo-poos dungeons, but
stuff like that's not gonna work. But you can clear rubble, clear the way, pretty damn efficiently and quickly if you have this spell. That's nice. Yeah, I like that. All right, keep going. I'll get.
No, well, we're gonna go to warlock spells now.
Oh, okay. Go to warlock spells. I'll get another one.
Level 8.
I'll try and get a higher level.
Okay. Oh, you don't have to do something. Okay, new warlock spells. Now remember, warlocks are kind of the elementalists of the game because the elementals, while mentioned, was not ever described. So, oops, I think I can show all the spells there-ish. Nope, one out. Nope. All right, well, hopefully you can read them. Global True Sunlight. Oh, nope. Can you see those?
No, I can't.
It wants to zoom into. Oh, there we go. There.
Fine. Perfect.
Oh, I could
have used Lightning Ride.
Okay, that Lightning Ride. Cool. It's a 7th level air warlock spell, or shaman chant, or 9th level wizard spell. Ranged line of sight, instant. Duration is instant. Self or self up and what? In self or self and up to 2 others by touch. Saving throw not applicable. Oh, excuse me. And 35 PPE for warlocks, 50 for wizards. All right. The spellcaster preps his spell and continues mumbling the invocation until he sees and focuses on a specific bolt of lightning. Now that's some visualization for you. At that moment, with the utterance of a single activation word, the spell is completed, and he and up to 2 other people by touch seem to vanish in a flash of lightning and a clap of thunder. They reappear at the location where the real flash of lightning was seen. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, okay. It's a beacon teleport.
Yeah, but what's cool about that is you don't control necessarily where the lightning ends.
No, you have to wait for one that you want and then cast. Finish and then finish. Yeah.
So, appearing below its spiky finger or where it struck the ground. This could be a few yards away or up to half a mile per level of experience. Line of sight is required and lightning must be within range. A true crackle or stream of lightning. Sorry, you're not using a Tesla coil here. And visible to the spellcaster. The spell does not work with the dull flash of heat lightning or with magic lightning. Oh, that's good. So you can't ride a lightning bolt. I like that.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Now the problem I have with this is probably you're going to say is pedantic, which I understand.
Okay.
But for the spell call lightning, it is real lightning. You're not creating magical lightning. You're creating the environment for real lightning to form, and then you're directing it. It is real lightning.
Yeah, I think the point though is for it to be a random teleport. It's not meant to be a directed teleport.
I get it. I like this a lot. I like this spell a lot because number one, it's super flashy.
Yep.
Pardon the pun. It is super flashy. It is going to scare villagers to death. I love that.
You appear right at the bottom of boom.
Right at the bottom of a lightning bolt. You are now a demigod. Like whatever you say now goes, right? That's awesome.
Well, it is a high level spell though.
It's a high level spell. But, it is a perfect teleportation in the fact that it can't fail. But you have to wait during a lightning storm to get as close as you are going to wait for. I mean, you could wait and they're like, no, I want it perfect. And shut up. You're not going to get that. But you wait for one that's close enough and then bam, you're there.
In fact, I was skimming this paragraph and it's got all your answers right here. The obvious limitations are the caster doesn't really control where he goes and that the spell only works during an actual storm in which lightning occurs, which is only about 1/3 of most thunderstorms. Does not work. There you go, right here. Does not work with call lightning or other magic spells involving electricity.
I knew they were going to do that, but I don't buy it. Sorry.
It is, however, wonderful for escapes from captivity, prison, cages, manacles, well, only if you're outside, being tied up, cornered, fast.
As long as you can see the lightning bolt out the window.
Fair.
Yeah, you're gold, right? You're just gone. And then you don't even care where it lands. It's not in jail, right?
Right, okay. Yeah, exactly.
So you're good. That's awesome. I love this spell. It has a little bit of randomness, but it still has choice for the player. It's super flashy.
Mm-hmm.
And anyone who sees you disappear or reappear is going to be suitably impressed.
When I saw this spell, Eat Earth, I'm not going to read it. In the fantasy realm that I was creating, this is dwarves. Dwarves eat dirt, and they can actually heal by eating precious gems.
Okay.
So this spell, he stole it from me, even though this book came out before my idea.
I imagine it allows you to sustain yourself off of soil and dirt, right?
Yes.
It acts like real food. Okay.
Yes.
I get
All right. Well, everybody wants me to stop on this picture. We know
Everyone should.
So
no, zoom in. Come on. Don't be a bitch. There you go.
I want the wide. No, I want the wide. There. Right. So there we go. This is Splukorth from Riffs and the slaves. So there we go. It's missing the Elementalist because I'm very, very interested in the Elementalist. I hope that's a thing that comes out in the next book. This book was absolutely fantastic. Here's my physical copy of it. I was way more impressed. This book became something that I was like, okay, I'll read through it, and became something I didn't know that I now cannot live without. It's got familiars in here. It talks about training. Again, if you don't like the fluff, like, well, I want my wizards and my world to be different. Well, you do your world how you want to do it. That's fine. But it explains why things are in the Palladium world. But it's rules are as like they always are in Palladium. They are framework, not you must necessarily. It's got guild creation, it's got spell creation, it's got everything you would need. This book is absolutely fantastic, other than missing the elementals. And I might argue that it could have used a few more spells.
Sure.
You know, look, there's supposed to be a second book coming out. Hopefully that's true. I love these D&D books. This is Wizard one. You know, the priest. I have all the priest ones, all the wizard ones, and all the magic item ones for second edition AD&D. I love compilation books like this. I highly recommend this book for your Palladium fantasy games. And you know, if you guys want me to cover the Rifts one, I don't know much about Rifts, but if you want me to cover the Rifts one, and I'll have to bounce a lot off of Heathen Dog on that one, I can buy it and I can cover that as well if it's something that interests you, because I am running out of things that I can do as overviews. I have a lot of things I can do for deep dives, but I'm running out of overviews. Might actually start covering AD&D second edition. But with that said, any questions, comments, concerns out there? Are we good to go?
Let's show some stuff. This one is for Chris to get his life right. I know people who do spells in real life. Okay. The proper statement is I know of people who do spells in real life. You should not know people who do spells in real life, because spells aren't real. Okay? Not real. Nothing to do with real life, man. I'm sorry, but that's weird. And then Michael's talking about this picture. Image has sold 1 million copies of Rifts to 1 million teenage boys back in the 90s. You're not wrong.
I wonder why this
because
cover...
if you zoom in well enough, you can see you can see girl's nipples.
Yeah. But I wonder why this cover... I wonder if it's something because, unfortunately, this was Parkinson, right, that did this? I think it was. Because Parkinson's unfortunately deceased. I wonder if he's like not allowed to use it anymore or something, or if he just wanted to really separate those books. But this was such an iconic cover, even for me, who doesn't do riffs. This is, when I picture riffs, this is the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah. Not that stupid eye thing coming out of a riff like in the Ultimate Edition. Shut up. This is it right here. This is it.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, cool. Well, again, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I can do it this time. Subscribe, share. If you've got any ideas, I'm running out of Palladium books that I can actually cover, because all the Palladium games that I play are the ones that are out of print, and finding PDFs for them are not easy and probably not appropriate. If there's anything else you want me to cover, I've got a bunch of Free League things I'm thinking about doing, but most of those actually require me to do a deep dive first. This is not a hint for Heathen Dog, by the way. You're done doing deep dive. No, I'm just saying that there are things that I have in store, but they might have to wait until next year. Okay. If you've got any suggestions, let me know.
Well, Malachi wants some more second edition